asshole for giving my husband an ultimatum when it comes to a mom and disabled brother living with us. For context, I, 35 female, and my husband, 40 male, have been together for 15 years, off and on, married for 3, and we have 2 kids. Sorry, there's a lot of typos. Since the beginning, he has known about my older brother, who is disabled, cerebral palsy, quadriplegic, and about my elderly mother. I am the youngest of 4. I have always been clear that there will be a time when I will have to care for them both. My 2 older brothers will also take on the responsibility. We will each care for them a few months out of the year, so they are not a burden on any one of us. While that time is approaching, my mom recently had a conversation with us 3 siblings about how she will need to start getting the help from us permanently, as she's getting too old to care for my brother on her own. She's 74 years old and currently lives in our home country, where she does have help from one of my cousins who lives with her. He is the one that mainly takes care of my mom. Now the issue arises that since we will need to start taking care of them on a more permanent basis, my husband does not want to have them in our home for months at a time. He and my mom have had their issues in the past, but he does recognize that she has helped us a lot with the girls. My mom took care of my oldest and did not have to take her to daycare nor pay for it, as she would never charge us for watching her grandbaby. He feels that we would lose our privacy and that my mom would nag us. Now my siblings and I do not want to put her and my brother in a nursing home or anything like that, so am I the asshole for telling my husband that if he didn't like it, then he would have to leave? I do recognize that I said that in the heat of the moment, as this is not new to him. He has always known that at some point I would be caring for them. I even told him this before we decided to get married, and he was on board. Edit. I feel like she was very transparent from the beginning about what the situation would be, so I don't really understand why she's getting so much pushback from her husband. And considering the situation, it's just like, and obviously, you know, her mother was a good mother to her if she's in her life to this day. I mean, that's not always the case, but it just goes to show that they're at a good place presently. So I don't know. It's just weird to me since he knew. I'll try to address as many questions as possible. My mom and hubby get along fine. She does not mistreat him or anything like that. She actually caters to him, especially when it comes to food. Always make sure I feed him. LOL, in the Latino culture, that's how it is. Make sure your man is fed. My mom and bro are both U.S. citizens, so there's no issues with them traveling back and forth. Also, the plan my brothers and I had was for a few years down the road. As of right now, my mom is healthy and strong enough to be able to travel back home. She has someone who helps take care of my brother. Financially, we are all stable, and she has a good pension, so they would not be a financial burden on us. We all live in the same hometown, so we can all contribute to the care regardless of where mom bro is staying. It would be very detrimental to my brother's health if we put him in an assisted living facility. He's very emotionally attached to us and our family. I really appreciate everyone's comments, as they have opened my eyes to a future reality that I had not foreseen. Who were we kidding? I do believe the in-law suite option is great, and one that my hubby and I have considered as well. I will say that hubby and I are fine, and words were said in the heat of the moment. We will talk further, and we have to come up with a better plan, especially have backup plans. This is not a fixed story. Brothers do have significant others, but no kids yet. They're still on board with taking care of my mom and bro, as this has always been a part of our family plan. We have always known that when my mom is no longer able to care for a brother, we will step in. This was not expected of us, but rather a decision that we made and something that we are upfront about. Okay, so yeah, I understand the husband's concerns of like wanting to have like privacy, but she was very upfront and open about this from the very beginning. At the end of the day, it wasn't a surprise to him. I think it's really amazing what her and her brothers are doing for their family, because, you know, it's not really something that they are required to do, but it's something that they're doing out of love. Let's see what other people have to say. I'm curious what people have to say about the husband's behavior. Was this also discussed in the context of you two having kids? To me, if it was factored in with you saying kids, then you're not the asshole. But if it hasn't been factored in with you having kids, then you're the asshole. Full-time caring for your disabled brother and elderly mother is going to take a great deal of time and energy. Time and energy that is potentially going to be sacrificed with your kids. That is true. That's very true. But I'm sure she meant with kids, because I'm pretty sure they talked about whether they want to have kids or not. Like, don't people, I don't know. My judgment was based on OP indicating that this had been well discussed with her husband in terms of their family, and he was okay with it, and he made an about face. She has subsequently made some other comments that indicate things that are a bit different, particularly how her mother treated her husband when she stayed with them, and which may have validly changed his view. I don't think OP has been fully upfront, and the situation, possibly judgment, would be different if she fully characterized it. What do y'all think?